Now that they're grown, you see what I have to put up with. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
No, you have to put that on.
No,
you're fired.
Definitely kicked off the show.
You are fired. What if we were live?
If it's us versus them, who you think gon' win?
Hey y'all, welcome back to
Now That We're Grown.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, night, morning, wherever you may see this. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Put something in the comments. We need you to help us get in front of more eyes. The more engagement that we have with you all, the more YouTube will push us within the algorithm. So, what is our icebreaker? Oh, cheers to episode 7.
Cheers to episode 7. Woo! And y'all better like, share, and subscribe, okay? Period.
Hair all over your clothes is bothering me.
Okay.
So what's our icebreaker today?
Just a little fun, little never have you ever. So what you got? Oh, everybody take a little sip of their drink. Hold up 5 finger. We're going to make it nice and quick.
You said hold up 5?
Yeah, 5. We're not going to do 10. All right. So if you have ever did this, put your finger down.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to say something. You say something until our fingers are down.
Okay.
And I'm only going to give us 2 minutes for this because we're not going to cut into the tea, baby, because we got some tea for y'all. Okay.
So
I'll go first.
Put it down if you've never done it.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
All right, and I'm just going to read the questions off.
No, put it down if you have.
If you have done it.
If I have. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. Never have I ever said I love you and not meant it. Never have I ever kissed a stranger.
Oh.
Never have I ever watched porn.
Damn it, man.
Damn. Never have I ever looked up an ex online. I'm choosing bad ones. Hold on, wait.
Too obvious.
You got one more.
Exposing
Good.
us.
Oh,
Get a
my
good one where we at least
gosh.
could keep a pinky out. Not look
Okay,
like
never
harlots.
have I ever tried naked yoga. Okay.
Do a different one.
Never have I ever committed a crime.
What you got your finger down for?
You forgot she went to jail in the 11th grade?
No, that was 12th grade.
Oh, 12th
11th
grade.
grade, that was 11th grade.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got to put my finger down, too. I stole from Macy's to get... It was Bon Marché then to go see LL Cool J.
And you were arrested? Mm-hmm. Oh, I've never been arrested.
You went to the jailhouse?
No, I went to the juvenile.
Same
Yo,
thing.
Yeah.
y'all was in handcuffs?
No, they didn't handcuff me. They just brought me...
handcuffed me and arraigned me. Oh, no, they didn't handcuff me because I was texting on the way to the detention center.
To the jail. Well, y'all see, I'm always the good one. They're the limerencies, and I'm just
You just
good.
never got caught, nigga. That's what that means.
Right.
So therefore, if
You
I never
committed
got
plenty of
caught,
crimes.
then that means I never commit the crime. If I never been locked up in handcuffs,
Well, I didn't get handcuffed. I did.
well,
get
you went
taken-
to jail,
I went to the juvenile to sit
and you had
wait.
to call Helen and be like, "Mommy, come get me."
The story that I performed, I should have got an Oscar for that, even though they weren't believing me. But I had to come up with something. Another story for another time.
Yeah, how they all went to jail.
Okay, so as we shared last week, that this week's topic is going to be the law of attraction. But I think the best way for us to speak to that, to bring it to current times, is like how we've gotten out of the state of limerency to, or I don't even know if that's a word.
Well, we're
Limerence.
making it up. Webster addicts.
So how the work that we've done to get out of the state of limerence, to get ourselves in position to have real love. So take it away, Lay, because you're in love right now.
Well, maybe she shouldn't do it because she is in love.
Yeah,
We
but
are
she
in
had
the
to. She had
process.
to get to the point of getting out of the state of limerence to get herself healed enough to attract real love.
Well, I'm the one that helped her. So
You did an
me.
introduction. If her spirit
Me.
wasn't right,
I did
she
it.
might not have attracted it.
Well, I told you, let me hook you up, and you might be, you know.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
it was real short and sweet. I'm a runner, so I kind of run from my problems. So I ran.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
I ran from the problems I had going on in Georgia before I moved here in Illinois in 2020. But this time, typically I would run with no plan to change or do anything different or make anything better. Just, new scenery.
The water's blue over here.
I made the conscious decision to actually not partake in any of the BS that I was partaking in when I was in Georgia, to not entertain the BS. If, I'm having the conversation with you, and basically if you're not dating with a purpose, I wasn't entertaining it. Like, just, it had to be for real. And then even once I got in it, I told myself I wasn't going to be doing none of that toxic stuff. Like,
Example.
Knocking down doors.
no, like, still entertaining other people to see if, like, oh, do I still got it? Or just, like, being
Having your
being
ego
an
boosters.
ancient woman. Yeah.
So you made a conscious decision
To be
give
a
it,
good woman.
yeah,
Yeah.
to give the relationship a fair shot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So did you heal, or were you just able to find someone?
I feel like, okay, see.
I'm just saying.
I guess I'll be considered a pick me or whatever you want to call it with this. That take the time to yourself and heal. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I just feel like certain people's turnaround time for, oh, I'm healed, I'm ready, is different for others. Some people's situation may have been so tumultuous, they have to take like a year to
Like me?
just like legit detox and remove themselves from it. Could I just be biased because it's myself? I don't be feeling like I need that long.
So you...
But I mean,
I moved here.
The decision to change your perspective, was it just it was a decision made, or there was some some inward?
Yeah, I realized
Okay,
I took accountability for what I was doing and what role I played and what I was running from, and said I'm not doing that when I go here. And so, or when I move here. And so when I moved here, it was, I just moved with that intention. And even with Fred now, like, I did the same with him. Listen, it's been a little bit over 90 days. What are we doing? And we're old. This was, I'm like 28, 29. Like, I'm old. Like, what you know if you like me or not.
Right.
So, what are we doing? And initially, he was like, that ain't what I want. I'm not worried about that. And I'm like, oh, great. And we went like 2 weeks, no communication at all. And then it was the day before I was leaving for my birthday, because we left January 12th when we went to Vegas. And so I went over there to celebrate.
See a friend about a horse?
Yes. And
Right.
before I rode the horse, I made it very, very clear that I have downloaded dating apps and I am about to start dating. I'm not waiting on him. I'm not. I want a boyfriend.
Okay.
You don't want a girlfriend, but I want a boyfriend. I like what we're doing right now, but don't be surprised if it just ceased to stop. Like, seriously. And he was just like, oh, please just wait for me. And that was in January. And thank God I was still not all the way healed, still partaking in the ignorance. Like, see, he playing. Because it wasn't until April 20th of 2021. That was January 11th. It took him till April 20th to
Figure it out.
Yeah, so luckily I gave him.
Okay, you gave him some time. Okay. And you all just celebrated your anniversary?
Yes.
How
3
many
years?
3? Wow. that
3.
kinda went by fast.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Shout out to me.
Thank you so much, LaDeja, for your contribution. Okay, but yeah.
Okay, go ahead, LaDeja.
Well, me personally, you guys know I've never been in a limerence, but how I got out of my last situation.
Talk regular.
Okay. Well, honestly, I already knew like I was tweaking. So I was just like, I don't like this feeling of feeling like somebody has control over me. And I've already been in tune with my feelings. So I already knew I was tripping. I'm like, I can't do nothing about this situation because it is what it is type of thing. And there was an end day, and it just kind of went left. And I was just like, okay, yeah, this is enough. LaDeja, you're tripping. You're doing too much. And like I said in the last episode, I called my mom and was like, hey, look, I need to stay with you for a little bit. I want peace. I don't want to expose my kids to arguing and things like that. It's not a healthy environment or whatever. And then I came here and I was searching for a place. And then I finally got one. And I got my place, and in the midst of that, I wasn't dating or anything. I was really trying to process everything. Like, I was really just soul searching, y'all. I was listening to the gospel.
Probably tell the camera. Oh. Because you're telling the mic. She's having a solo session.
A Jill Scott moment.
Yeah.
Okay, start it over.
Just I told you, look in the mic. You got deep into thought. It's fine, but just talk to the people as well as talking to yourself. That's all.
Okay, but yeah. So in the midst of that, y'all, I was praying. I was listening to gospel music. I got all the soul self-help books. I really was just focused on me. I was working out. I had started working out with a trainer because I like how I feel when I work out. I'm not consistent enough, but in that time, I was like, I'm finna get right. And then I got right. I got the body right. My self-esteem got back. I wasn't tripping over no nigga no more. I was good. And I wanted a healthy relationship. Like, because at the end of the day, I got to deal with you forever. So why hold on to all that weight? Like, it is what it is. And we better off as friends, you know? That's my dog.
So I mean, do you feel like you've looked enough internally to feel like, okay, I'm in a position now, you know, emotionally, spiritually, physically, where I should be able to attract to me what it is that I am.
Yes. Oh my gosh, bro. Not bro. But yes, I really think so. Because I really took time to heal soul search. Because at first, I'm not going to lie, I was blaming it all on him. Like him, he did this, he did that. But I had to realize what I played a part in that. And once I got to that point, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I think I should be attracting the guys that are like me, like have something going for themselves, because honestly, they'll have this, but not this. I'm like, if I can have this, why can't they have this type of thing? And if you ask me, I feel like I'm doing pretty damn well for myself.
Well, do you think you're attracting men? So are you dating right now?
Yes, I am dating.
And
mamas.
Are you attracting men who are like you, or are you still attracting guys that, I guess, need to be fixed?
I feel like it's kind of been a little bit of both, but the guys that possibly can be, well, I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, I feel like it's more of the guys that need help. And I told myself I can no longer help people because I've been so optimistic. Like, oh, it's okay if they don't have this. Like, I'm gonna motivate you to do it. Like, any guy that talk to me, they gonna be on their shit when they with me, type of thing. When I leave, it'd be a little bit different story. And I'm just like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I need somebody who has a job, has their own place, a God-fearing person, like, that likes to go out, have fun. Because I used to be like, oh, it's okay if we stay in the house. No, it's not. I am not an in-the-house girl. Like, I want to be outside. I want to go to the arcade. I want to go to the museum. I want to go to the beach. I want to have a picnic. I want to do all those things. And I used to settle for that if they could not do it. Because me, I'm not finna always pay for the date. So if you can't do it, then I guess we finna sit in the house and do what we do, type of thing. And now I'm just not saying those things. Like, I want to get to the point where I can ask, so how much do you make a year? Because that doesn't matter, but you have to be able to do what I like to do.
At least afford to
yeah, like, I like to go out of town. I could take myself out of town. I could take you out of town if I want to, type of thing. You need to be able to do the same thing. I can't pay for me and you to go out of town. I mean, I could, but I don't want to do that. I want you to be able to be like, babe, this trip on me. And I'll be like, babe, next trip on me, type of thing. And unfortunately, the niggas that's been coming my way has not been doing that. And
why do you think that is, since we're talking about the law of attraction?
Yeah.
I personally feel
I'll say this.
Men are intimidated by women. Simple.
Well, I don't know if it's, I mean, to some degree, I guess there's some truth to that. But there is something to be said about darkness being attracted to light. Not saying that they're dark, but where I'm calling maybe the areas and where they're not necessarily at your level dark. Not casting aspersions on them, but just saying there's something about what you radiate that attracts, that attracts people to you. So the law of attraction is not always a bad thing, like you just downtrodden. So you always attracting a downtrodden type person. There's truth to that too. But once you started to do the work, what do you think is the one thing that maybe you potentially need to change or maybe pivot so you're solely attracting what it is where you are in life to attract that to yourself?
Being understanding, because I know everybody goes through different paths, right? So for me, it's like, okay, well, I work at the factory, right? I work every day, but I'm getting paid $24 an hour. And you're getting overtime. So I'm like, okay, I understand. But that's not enough type of thing. That's enough, especially if they have their own place, this, that, and other. Now, a nigga working at a factory, stay at his mom's house, but got his own car, this, that, and the other, we can date type of thing. But I want to be able to go to your house, not your mama's house, because you can come to my house, type of thing. I want you to be able to pick me up. Because guess what? I can pick you up type of thing. I'm a real 50-50 type of person. So I feel like I can still be understanding, but I have to simply be like, no, like, I have to really just be like, no, I'm not doing that type of thing. Yeah, boundaries. I suck at setting boundaries. That is like, I'll be like, oh, okay. And
so then maybe that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
You still need to work on, because I've heard it often said, no is a complete sentence. Like, period, exclamation point,
and that's
whatever.
my thing, that I suck at saying no because I don't want people to feel bad. Like, even with my kids, like, well, Sky doesn't count, but even with Isaiah, I'll be like, no. And he'd be like, one day he was like, but why? I was like, because I said so. And then I was like, because I said so, because we have food at home type of thing. I'm still explaining because I want people to understand. But, or I do some lame shit and just ghost the motherfucker and not give them no explanation. I feel like that's even worse. Cool. Like, that's not right either. But sometimes these niggas do need to be ignored.
Why not? Why, if I have nothing else to say to you?
Because it's just rude. It's rude. But is
it really rude? That's literally what I'm trying to figure out, because I be leaving these niggas on.
Because you've been.
It's rude.
I don't like when people ignore me.
How it makes you feel?
No, it's just because there's decency, right? There's common courtesy. It's just rude, and the shit is mean, right? Because, and I don't like mean behaviors.
Me too, because I don't like when people.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Bree is like that too, and I be having to explain to her, like, and not to say it like, oh, somebody ghosting me does not hurt my feelings or doesn't make me feel away, but it doesn't hurt my feelings or make me. I'm sorry, doesn't hurt my feelings.
Wait, I want to laugh too. What?
Because you were like, it is rude. It's just.
But then what's making me laugh and like cry laughing is because Bria be having the same vitriol in her voice. Like, no, it's fucked up, and it's like.
It's just, no, it's because
not.
It is.
This is because it's my thing. What do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and tell you,
yes,
hey, due to the circumstances of a series of events, we are not gonna.
Yeah,
I feel like that's mean. That's even worse.
No,
for me to be like, I don't like you. Stop texting
but think
me.
about it. You know why? And this and the reason this is why. Because think about the time when you think about the time and/or times that you were ghosted, and they just let your mind wander. Yeah, you were sitting there making 2 + 2 equaling 8 and 6 and 7, but eventually you figured out what the 4 was. And then the problem, which is why people don't learn from the hurt, is soon as that motherfucker do come back, whether it's via a DM or a whoop-de-whoop, you're ready to spray what you felt from then, and it's like, well, yeah, see, this is right here. That's why. So it's like you already know. So why do you need them to tell you?
But you don't always know, and it's just common decency. And I haven't even been ghosted that much. I mean, I have been ghosted, and
I think everybody has.
And I've ghosted people. It's because it's as simple as an ending conversation. Even if you don't necessarily tell the truth, right? Because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Hey, this is just not a good time for me. I appreciate the time.
I'm quick to hit niggas. Work has been, damn, I can't tell y'all what I be saying.
No, but I'm just saying, it's just nice.
Yeah, I definitely understand. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with dating. I'm either like, I have not, these niggas.
And once you figure
are
out,
trash.
once you get to a point where you don't, like, once you start to feel the tinge, and you're like, shit, I don't really like that. And you realize that you've tinged other people, it puts something on your mind to just be a bit more courteous and be a bit more decent and just be, humane and saying, hey, this is not,
Yeah, mine's is like once I've started texting you and I'm like, nah, this, or like the last situation I had and I was like, oh no, this is not it either, type of thing. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Yes, I am dating, but the dating scene has been trash. So I'm really chilling right now. I don't have no hoes at the moment.
Wow.
I might have,
I heard the pool was full of piss and tampons.
What?
It has piss in it, shit in it. It has
The dating
bacteria.
pool.
What
It has
baby pool?
HPV
The
in
dating
it.
pool?
Oh,
Yeah.
the dating. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
dating pool is trash, y'all.
Yeah,
Like,
it's full of tilapia, which is a garbage
okay,
fish.
going to you.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how to attract those right people because I feel like me personally, even if you go on my social media, all you see is like my highlights, out of town type of thing. Like I like to go out of town, and you think you're gonna come with me? Think I want to pull up to your house to drink? Baby, I can drink in my own house. Pay
Yeah,
rent.
I'm not with that. I don't like the idea of like consistently dating me in my house, like or
Yeah,
dating
no,
me
you-
at your house, like
Yeah, no, you have to take me out type of thing. But okay, go ahead, Mom.
So I shared with you guys last week, like I'm slowly coming out the state of limerence. But I personally feel like I have a lot more work to do. Like there's some work that I've done, like after I stopped dating the guy that I was dating after I got divorced, I just was like, and I enjoyed him. We had so much fun. I loved his family. We traveled with his family, but it just wasn't there, right? And so the road to healing for me started when I just was like, what you're doing is not fair.
Yeah, just stringing them along.
Yeah, and I kept trying. I kept like trying to make it be something that it wasn't for me internally. So I think my road, to healing started there. And then in the state of limerence that I'm coming out now is like, you hear what the people are telling you. You know what I'm saying? If they're saying, I'm like Fred told you, that's not what I want right now. At some point in time, you have to hear what they're telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're
Take it for what it is.
yeah, because their actions may say something different, right? They say, don't believe what people say, believe what they do.
That's bullshit.
But if you put yourself in a position of convenience, you can't keep challenging them against what they said because they always get to come back to what they said. Because you can say, well, how come you? But people only can do what you allow them to, allow them to do. So you have to be able to differentiate between the action. Is the action lining up with the word? And if the action isn't lining up with the word, then you have to go back to the word.
But what about But what about when? Oh, I think I got it.
That bubbly.
I know. That's why when I bought my drink, we weren't doing that. But what about when the action and the words are like coexisting? Like one day the actions are up here. You treating me like I'm your woman. We finna get married
It's
tomorrow.
Consistency. You gotta. So I mean, everything has to line up consistently.
Yeah.
So for me, I got to the point. I just was like, there's certain things that I'm not gonna do anymore in terms of like how I handle people, the things that I've done, the markers that I put in place to keep me from being vulnerable or at least exploring my authentic self. And so once I kind of did some of that internal work, I started dating somebody, and he was like a great guy, like had his own place, had his own job, great parent, comes from a great family, but there was just something, right? There just was something that wasn't connecting for me. And so where before I would have stayed in that situation. Yes.
Oh, okay, fair.
So all of those things that could have been an excuse for me to be like, well, shit, the D is trash. No, and the flowers for no reason, the dates, the, affirmation, there was something that wasn't connecting. And so I made a decision to let that situation go because I knew I wasn't going to be right. I wasn't ready for that, or he just wasn't. I didn't feel like he was my person. So where before I would have kept him around for the benefit of all of those things, and then would have just been like, well, trying to force myself into, making that connection where there was no connection. So that was my growth, right? That was the internal look that I have to stop this monkey bar syndrome. And then I think I got into the state of limerence because I had made that decision. I was like, okay, well, the next time I get into a situation, I'm just going to be my best self. Well, that wasn't the ideal situation for me to be my best self. But for the first time in my life, I felt seen, right? I had the opportunity to be my authentic, vulnerable self. I could tell my truths. I could tell my dysfunction. I could tell my trauma and not feel judged for it. And in my mind, that turned into this whole other thing because I hadn't had an opportunity to really date, right? Like I've always been like, well, if I pull my pants down, we go together. Well, that one doesn't equate to the other.
Yeah, no.
So
no fucking with no strings attached.
No, I don't have the ability to do that. I mean, I've done it, right? I've definitely had stands or whatever, but that's just not my makeup.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So, in terms of coming out of the state of limerence, I had to listen to what that person was saying, right? His actions in the beginning were saying something, his words were saying something, but when the rubber met the road, it wasn't lining up. His actions weren't lining up with his words. And then his words started to change. And I had to listen to what he was saying. I'm like, okay, well, I'm dating with a purpose. I'm on the left side of life. I'm like, who's going to hold my hand when I die? All of these things are plaguing my mind. And
You want to hold your hand, queen?
And so when he starts saying that's not what I'm looking for, I had to like take a beat and say, oh, okay, that doesn't make you a bad person. That's just not where you are. And I can't keep forcing what it is that I desire or forcing what you thought you wanted in the beginning to be what you want now. You're able to change.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, because, and the only reason why I feel this way is because I know what I know. Mm-hmm. I don't want you taking that much accountability because it's
no, but I have to be responsible for my actions because I participated in that situation.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about that part. Yes, you have to own the bed that you made. Yeah. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you owning the fact that the sheets was a 500 thread count. They were pink with polka dots. You're owning all of that too. No, you just made the bed. It had nothing to do with what sheets were on here.
For sure.
I mean, but at some point, right. But that goes back to the concept.
Because that giving that benefit of the doubt, like what you just said.
I'm not giving the benefit of the doubt. I'm taking solely my responsibility. I can't keep saying, well, you said, well, that's what you said then. Mm-hmm. And this is how you behaved then. So the state of limerence got me to the point of grappling for what was before instead of paying attention to what is now.
So do you feel that with your growth and what you're trying to do and you moving past this is, do you think that this would be a situation where you would need to have that closure conversation like we were somewhere earlier? Do you want that text, or would you rather just be blocked?
No, I don't need to have it because I heard what you said. Because there's nothing.
But like, the person if you think about it though, just going back just a little bit, if you think about it, in those instances where the person who blocked you, ignored you, they already have said either with their words and or their actions, I don't want you anymore. Because 10 out of 10, most of those situations,
not necessarily.
Because think about it. 10 out of 10, most of those situations, y'all communicating every day, a good morning, a good night, and maybe even something in the middle. And then something slowly starts to change because you're in limerence or because you like the person.
Well, no, because ghosting.
You might have got busy. You know, so the small
That is
little
true.
changes that are going
Yes.
on, you're giving slight benefits of the doubts because, shit, I had a long day today too. I wasn't in the mood to text yesterday, so let me not. But no, he's already slowly starting to wean from you. So then when all of a sudden it's a nothing and you send and it's green and you call, it says, leave a voicemail. Why are you shocked? Is what I'm like. Why would you want that person to even tell you?
Okay, well let's talk about the societal norms of what happens with ghosting, right? More times than not, a ghosting is not a slowly tapering off. It's just a final cut.
Okay, I would say
when you hear more times than not, when you hear a story of ghosting, there isn't a slow taper off. It's just like it was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, that
you
is
know what
true.
I'm saying? So that's the rude part, right? Because the tapering off, you can get your questions answered, and then there isn't a closure conversation that you feel like you need to have. But if we were just like kikiing about the Wu-Tang Clan show last Wednesday, and then just with the busyness of life, I realized I haven't talked to you since Saturday, since Wednesday, and it's Saturday, and then I go to call you and I get nothing, or I text you and I get nothing, and then it becomes a nothing. That's the ghosting conversations that most people are having, or the experiences of ghosting that people talk about more than the taper off. It just becomes
Yeah.
that's
That's what I do. I just be like,
and that's rude.
But I forget. I'm a bad texter, and I tell people that if you want to talk to me, you want to get to know me, baby, you have to call me, FaceTime me, because texting, I have kids. Got little kids.
I just feel, but
and
it could just be based
different.
off, and it could, like I said, it could be just based off of, I guess life experiences. Because I would just say for me, and not like saying there's a whole huge gap in me and Dede's age group and or demographic, but for the most part, my age group demographic, the ghosting is something where when you sit back and you're talking with your girls, you realize, no, this nigga been showing me.
Yeah,
this is gonna come to an end anyway. I was just so caught up. I'm giving benefits of the doubts.
I think it can be two-sided too. Like what you're saying.
Because it's what mommy's saying is what you think initially. Like when it first happened is what mommy's thinking. But once you sit back and you start talking about it, oh no, that nigga was like yeah, we were kikiing on Wednesday about Wu-Tang, but I noticed I was doing more of the talking than what he was doing the Wednesday before that. And just things
you
that have
really
been
paying
happening.
attention.
But you don't notice it until you like once you start talking about it, then you realize, oh, okay. And that's kind of bringing it back to me real quick. That's something that I noticed that I would not take ownership of, because I'm a talker. So even before, when I was in my toxicity in limerence, I would talk with my friends and I would talk the truth up and talk my own accountabilities up. But I'm like, no, fuck that, because that nigga said da-da-da-da. Wow, now I can sit up, like I've done it with you, done it with y'all. And after an hour and a half of being on the phone, now my whole conversation is, but
well,
if I I mean, niggas still don't need to be, but I get it. Let me call him and say sorry. So it's like, that's something that I have learned to own, to one, take the time to figure out where I went wrong, and then genuinely owning it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So like even with real quick, friendships too, because even with the most recent person that I stopped, that I'm no longer friends with, that I had been friends with for so long, even like with that situation in it, and your witness in that moment, I was dead ass wrong. You couldn't tell me I wasn't wrong. I'm owning the whatever you're feeling, you're right. And you got the right to feel it. I'm not justifying or making any excuses, but I want to be able to give you something. I don't want it to be sitting here owning everything and then not give you anything.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm giving you, even though it ain't worth a damn. But here's what I'm giving you, and I'm owning where I'm sorry for projecting. I'm sorry. But then once I was then ghosted, and I then was able to talk to 5 different people with 5 different emotions, 5 different mindsets, who literally gave me the same response, but in 5 different ways. No, you're not tripping. Yeah, you shouldn't have did that. But I mean, compared to what you just discovered in real life,
Exactly.
you didn't do shit.
Right,
Like
yeah.
it was, you ain't did nothing.
Yeah.
For
That
sure.
person's dead ass wrong.
Wrong
Period.
Wrong as hell.
Yeah. Well,
I be watching.
I definitely feel like there was some wrong that was done to me. Oh,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I definitely feel like there was some wrong that was done to me, but if I didn't,
You said there was some.
there's definitely
Some.
The initial
Is that the right word?
the initial
Yeah,
the approach.
A lot.
I mean, I
From
mean,
the
But I
jump.
guess it just depends.
Approaching you.
well, I mean, that was my so to full disclosure, not disclosure to them, but disclosure to y'all. It was the approach, right? But once I was given the information I was given, I should have been like, oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
But I didn't. I continued to engage in conversation, and I had already had told myself, before even knowing that, had already told myself that, well, I'm ready now. You know what I'm saying? And so I had romanced the situation in my head, and then when that person showed up the way that they showed up, and coming out of what I had come out of, I just was like, oh, that's a possibility. Those things could happen. I experienced that myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you start making excuses, right? Or you try to have a parallel reality. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so once the words began to change and the behavior began to change, that's where I got into the state of limerence, because I was grappling for what was in the beginning, right? We all go through that honeymoon phase, right? Mm-hmm. And so I kept saying, but you said this, but you did this, not taking into account that behaviors change, words change. And once the behavior began to line up with the word, I had to just be like, okay. And it doesn't mean that whatever they say they feel may not be true or whatever. People go through highs and lows. But once I knew and heard that we're on different planes, because I need to be engaging with a purpose. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to die unmarried. I don't want that for my life. And so once it was clear that that's not where they are, I had to be like, okay. And that helped the healing and helped me to come out of the state of slowly coming out of, because I'm not out of it, because I still kind of obsess about it, but it's helped me come out of the state of limerence, because I've always been able to have very real, practical conversations with myself when I'm in the quietness of me. I can say, okay, I'll just go through like friendships, the last friendship breakup that I most recently had, where once we got into the thick of the argument and you started telling me everything that you had been thinking about me, I just was like, whoa, I heard you. Doesn't matter what your actions said or how you're trying to ghost your actions, your words. And once I heard her, I just was like, oh, bet. My feelings were hurt. I was like, fuck, damn, another friendship. Like, what is this? Something about me? How come I can't keep a friend? That kind of thing. But once I heard her, the pain didn't stop, but it became more palatable.
Yeah.
'Cause I just was like,
but
oh,
why
okay.
is it easier to deal with friendships than niggas? Like, it's easier to deal with.
Well, I
like,
think friendship breakups are far worse than romantic relationships, because once you've gotten to a certain place in life, romantic relationships, you've dealt with a series of breakups, whether it was a situationship or real relationship.
So you telling me you have been not eating, sleeping, and all of that because of friendship breakup?
No, but no, not
Because only nigga breakups make me do that.
no, but I think friendship breakups hold more weight because you don't see the demise of it, depending on how and especially when you think about the secrets that you all have shared, the way that you all have held each other up in those darkest times.
The light flashes before your eyes when you realize, oh shit, me and this bitch ain't friends no more.
Yeah, there's a different level, there's a different type of mourning that happens because you're not my friend, you're my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so you think about all the things that you've shared, is that now going to be violated with her new set of friends?
Yeah.
Or was she ever really my friend at all? Was this really a safe space? You know what I'm saying? Where, the next nigga tell me I'm cute, depending on where I'm at, I'm gonna believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if that person was really incorporated into your friendship, was really incorporated into your life, and you're like, well, damn, I can't even call her and tell her I met this new nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. That makes sense.
Especially when you have years of of friendship, or you guys have just kind of been able to pick each other up in some of the lowest parts of your existence.
Yes.
So that's why I think friendship breakups hit or hurt a bit differently and a bit deeper than romantic relationships.
Yeah.
But once sex is involved, there comes the soul tie and all of that kind of stuff, and that's the shit that keeps you up at night and unable to eat.
So what did it? And we gotta wrap this up because I feel like it's already been 20 minutes since we stopped.
Okay.
But so you said that you don't feel like you're completely out of it, right? So what do you think it's going to take for you to get out of it? Because you said in the last episode or a previous episode that you'll choose love over, like, what was it, like $1 billion or some crazy stuff?
Over my
like
dream
that?
job.
Yeah, dream job.
That's just who I am at my core, but I've definitely made my peace.
But do you think that hinders your state of limerency?
No, I don't know, because I'm just a love relationship person, right? But in my growth, I've gotten to a point where I'm not obsessing about it. It's not all consuming. I'm kind of like, okay, the same way with radio, right? That was my dream job all of my life. That's all I ever wanted to do. At some point in time, you don't get the yes, right? And so I can heal from the traumas from absent parenting or whatever brought me to this love junkie status that I say that I am, right? At some point in time, because I'm able to have those realistic conversations with myself, I have to live my life keeping hope alive, but I can't stop my life because it's not happening. And that's what I've done all of my life, which caused me to monkey bar from situation to situation, whether it was romantic or just having those markers in place, or whether it was a physical situationship, whatever it was, because I was so scared to be alone and I felt so inadequate and I needed that validation from a man to make me feel whole or make me feel like I'm a bad bitch or whatever I dreamt up in my head. And now I'm just like, hey, I would really like it. I don't want to die alone. I definitely want to have that person that's going to hold me up if life be what life is supposed to be, in the circle of life where my parents will go before I go, who's like, when the heartbeats of my city are no longer here, who's going to hold me romantically? You know what I'm saying? And I might not get that. So what do? I can't stop living. I can't keep obsessing about it. I have to just be like, okay, if it happens, great. Because it's who I want, right? It's not who, but it's what I want. But if it doesn't happen, do I just keep sitting in my house? No.
Oh, no.
So as I grow as a person, and I hope that at some point in time, as we kind of bring it back full circle in terms of the law of attraction, as I continue to heal, I hope that I get to a point, or I'm slowly getting to a point of what it is that I desire in a relationship. I'll be able to draw to me because I've done the internal work and I've had those personal internal conversations, and I've changed my behavior. Like I've repented to myself And repentance is a change in behavior. It's not just I'm sorry to myself. It's a true, 180 change in how I handle my life.
Right. I agree. I'm on that. I'm at a 90-degree angle right now.
That's fair.
I haven't got to that other 90.
As long as there's a pivot, right? There's something to be said about the pivot. Because
change. that's a whole lot of soul searching. It starts with like consistency and all that. But anyways, y'all, so that was that. I mean,
yeah. So
you are who you attract, or are you not?
Well, to some degree, right? But there's something about you that attracts things to you. The best example that I have, right, is somebody that's been in an abusive relationship. Once they finally get out of that last one, when they're in the Marianos and they meet this guy in the produce aisle, they don't know 6 months from now he's about to beat their ass.
Yeah.
But there's still something in there. Because the Bible says
that attracts them.
The Bible says the Spirit bears witness with the Spirit, and we're taught in church that means like if you got the Holy Ghost in you and I got the Holy Ghost in me, then we're this family in Christ. But there's a whole myriad of spirits running around this motherfucker. And
right, everybody's free spirit. Nobody believes in God no more. What are you?
No, listen to what I'm saying in terms of the law of attraction.
Crazy girl.
There's other spirits around here, right? And so if a predator sees that you're prey in terms of like abuse or whatever the thing is, then there's something that draws the predator to you if you haven't healed. And that's a spirit unto itself. Abuse is a spirit.
Yeah.
Staying in abusive situations, that's a spirit unto itself. So as you evolve and you do the healing, you got to look at every aspect of your life.
And mental is very important in it too. And if I can quote Miss Funky Dineva Ross, who quotes the infamous Iyanla Vanzant, you date where you are mentally. Mm-hmm. So using, for example, like a Monica and a C Murder, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But she finds solace in that. Something about whatever connection bond that they have or had, because they're not together anymore now, but that they had that kept her all the way into technically 2023, 2022. Crazy. But whatever kept her around that long was somewhere where she was at mentally. So
emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah. So it's the law of attraction is like mommy said, not just, oh, you're a bad person, so you're going to attract a bad person because you could be a good person. So, for example, dating like with someone like you who's at the end of the day, at your core, you're a good person who's loving, understanding, but your downfall is you don't have any boundaries. So a guy that who is somebody that does not respect boundaries, who knows how to use their representative very well, that is somebody who can get you into their trap, aka Georgia Peach. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's not like that's a bad person or that's not even somebody worth going through the mud with. But because of where you are and what you want out of life, it's not an option.
Right.
But
well, I mean, yeah, it's because I entertain it. So I just really need to cut that shit off. We're friends.
I just use that as an example because at a point in time, you guys thought about and or fake tried to date or whatever, but it's still your friend at the end of the day. But yeah, no, so for you, it's working on boundaries. Mommy, it's working on her way out. And for me, it's continuing to work on maintaining. So yeah, if y'all got feedback for any of us for me to stay where I'm at, for my mom to get to where she wants to be, and for LaDeja to be able to set up.
Where the niggas be at?
You know what?
I mean, I don't want
Where
the niggas
at with the dreads?
No, I don't want the dreads. We're the wholesome, God-fearing young men who like to go out of town.
But wait,
you don't go to church.
But that are cute, that know how to dress, that know how to have hair.
that are still worldly.
Yeah. That love
Still know how to have some fun and get lit. Because, you know, girl,
Jesus.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's all
we
that
need to be able to turn up on Sunday and wake up and go to church.
Turn up on Sunday. You mean turn up on Saturday and go to church on Sunday? You don't
Or
even
on
go to church
Sunday.
on Sunday.
What?
You don't.
I go sometimes.
Where were you Easter?
I tried to go. When I tell y'all that church was
Okay.
wrapped around the corner and corner and corner.
All right, y'all. So, let us know down in the comment section kind of where you are in changing what it is that you attract to yourself. What are you doing to better your law of attraction on any level? Well, of course, we talked romantically, but emotionally, spiritually, in your friendships, in your workplace, in the things that you like to, in what you call entertainment for yourself. Are you still in that same mindset that you were? ...
These little boys don't excite me. And this is the only thing that's not excelling. My career is excelling.
We're gonna stop drinking on the show.
We're gonna definitely give her a placebo, make her think it's really something. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We need the engagement. We want to
Yes.
grow this channel. We want to grow this ministry. I definitely feel like we are walking in our calling and showing growth and showing how we've evolved as a family, how we've evolved as women. And the only way that we can do that is if you, again, like, share, subscribe, get in the comments
Yes.
and tell YouTube that this is something that the masses need.
Yes, because TikTok finna be banned, so YouTube is finna be our only streaming platform.
God, don't remind me.
Do-do-do-do. We
All
love
right,
y'all.
So
Please
cheers
share.
to episode 7.
Cheers.
Don't break my
Reba.
You gonna break my little...
I didn't mean to do that.
Now that they're grown, you see what I have to put up with? Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Now you have to put that on there.
Now
No.
you're fired.
Definitely kicked off the show.
You are fired. What if we were live?
I would have never done that
Yes,
if we
you
were
would've.
alive.
Yes, you would have.